So, here's your very first mission. Should you choose to accept it, set a few small, achievable daily goals and complete them every single day. Now, don't confuse this with creating some long, overwhelming to-do list or setting totally unrealistic plans. I'm not talking about writing down 20 goals and then achieving absolutely none of them. Start small, but make those small goals powerful. For example, wake up at 6 a.m. Read 5 pages of a book. Write 3 sentences in English. Exercise for just 10 minutes. Talk to one new person that day. That's it. These aren't huge, life-altering goals, but they build momentum. And consistent momentum builds real confidence. Why does this matter so much? Because every single time you keep a promise to yourself, your brain literally says, okay, I can actually trust this person. But every time you say you're going to do something and then you don't follow through, you chip away at your self-respect. And no real, lasting confidence can ever grow without a solid foundation of self-respect. Let's say you decide you're going to drink more water today, but you don't. You decide you're going to stop endlessly scrolling on your phone, but you end up scrolling again. You say you're going to learn something new, but you just skip it. Every time you lie to yourself like that, you become a little bit weaker, a little bit less confident. But every time you follow through on your promises, even if they seem small, your inner voice becomes stronger and more confident. So set 3 to 5 small, achievable goals every morning, and then go out and complete them. Don't skip them. Don't say, I just don't feel like it today, because feelings don't build warriors. Discipline does. Second, actively develop new skills. Let me tell you something you probably won't hear on a lot of other channels. Confidence isn't magic. It's a byproduct of competence. And that's precisely why they stay stuck in mediocrity. Listen carefully to this. If you only ever do what's comfortable for you, you're only ever going to get ordinary results. You absolutely must train yourself to willingly walk into discomfort and confidently say, let's do this. Afraid to speak in public? Then do it. Stutter, shake, sweat, but just do it anyway. Afraid to go to the gym alone? Go anyway. Afraid to post your video online for the whole world to see? Post it anyway. Discomfort is not your enemy. In fact, it's your doorway to massive growth. And once you train yourself to become genuinely comfortable with being uncomfortable, you become practically unstoppable. Real life example. There was a guy who was absolutely terrified of talking to strangers. So he set a goal for himself. Talk to 100 complete strangers in 30 days. On day 1, he was visibly shaking with anxiety. By day 30, he was confidently joking around with CEOs. What changed in those 30 days? He willingly walked into the storm of his discomfort and discovered his own hidden strength. Do you truly want to be confident? Then do something that scares you every single day. Because courage is like a muscle. The more you actively use it, the bigger and stronger it grows. Fourth, actively work on your posture. This might sound overly simplistic, but it's actually deeply powerful. Your body is your very first language, and confidence starts with how you carry yourself. Just look around you. Most people walk with their heads down, their shoulders slouched, their eyes tired. They just don't look like they believe in themselves because deep down they probably don't. But when you walk with your chest up, your back straight, your head held high, and you're taking calm, measured breaths, you're automatically telling the world, I am here. I belong here. I respect myself. And guess what happens? When your body looks confident, your brain actually starts to believe it. Try it right now. What if you used that same time to actively improve your own life? Read books, learn new skills, build your body, learn a new language, improve your public speaking abilities, start your own business. You'd be virtually unrecognizable in just 6 months. So, here's your warning. Cut back on social media significantly. I'm not necessarily saying delete it forever, but take control of it. Limit yourself to just 30 minutes a day. Only follow accounts that actually teach you something valuable. Use social media to grow, not to constantly compare yourself to others. You weren't born to be a passive watcher. You were born to be a creator, a leader, a king. Sixth, actively let go of perfection. Perfection is poison, plain and simple. Listen carefully, because this one is killing your confidence silently and effectively. You're constantly waiting to be perfect before you even start. You want perfect English before you even attempt to speak it. You want the perfect body before you dare to go to the gym. You want the perfect business plan before you even start a business. You want perfect confidence before you even try to talk to someone new. And so you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and absolutely nothing ever happens. Perfection is a complete and utter lie. It simply does not exist. When babies are learning to walk, they fall down hundreds of times. Do they just give up and wait to become perfect walkers before they try again? No, of course not. They fall. They get right back up. They fall again. And that's ultimately how they learn to walk. You need to do the same thing. If your English is bad right now, then still speak it. If you're scared to go to the gym because you're out of shape, then go anyway. If your business idea seems small and insignificant, then start anyway. Confidence is not built in silence and inaction. It is built through consistent action. Nobody ever became confident by sitting alone in a room thinking, "What if I fail?" Do you really think that successful people are perfect? Of course not. They just keep going, even when they don't feel ready. You're scared of being judged, laughed at, or embarrassed. Good. That's your training. That's how you grow. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Actively let go of perfection. Do it messy. Do it scared. Do it broken. But just do it anyway. The world doesn't respect perfection. It respects courage. Seventh, actively walk into places like you own the place. Change your body. Change your brain. Let's get serious for a minute. You truly want to be confident? Then you need to actively carry yourself like a confident person. Walk like it, talk like it, stand like it, breathe like it, even fake it until you actually become it. Let me ask you something. When you walk into a room, how do you typically enter? Head down, eyes fixed on the floor, shoulders tight, and quiet, like you don't want anyone to even notice you? That's a big problem because your body is actively telling your brain, "I am weak," and your brain is listening. You feel small, you act small, and people will inevitably treat you as small. But now imagine this. You walk into a room with your back straight, your shoulders relaxed, your head held high, and your eyes looking forward with purpose, taking calm, measured breaths. You walk slowly, not rushed. You own the space. You say hi clearly and confidently. You look people directly in the eye, and you sit down like you belong there. Even if you're feeling scared or anxious inside, your body is still sending a powerful message to your brain. I am safe. I am powerful. I belong here. And your brain will start to believe it. That's how confidence is built from the outside in. This isn't about showing off or being arrogant. This is about telling your mind, I am safe. I am powerful. I belong here. You want other people to respect you? Then respect yourself first. Walk like a king, even if you're broke. Ninth, actively push yourself to do things that scare you. You want confidence? Then stop running away from fear. Run directly toward it. Fear is often a sign of potential growth. The things that scare you the most, public speaking, talking to strangers, going on stage, asking a question in class, sharing your honest opinion, facing potential rejection. Those are precisely the things you must actively do. If you always choose comfort and safety, you're always going to be weak and unfulfilled. Confidence comes when you confidently say, "This thing scares me, so I absolutely must do it." Imagine two different guys. One always actively avoids anything that induces fear in him. The other one always actively faces his fears head on. After 1 year, who do you think will be more confident overall? Of course, it's the second guy. Because every single time he faces his fear, he becomes stronger and more resilient. You're scared of talking to new people? Good. Actively talk to one complete stranger today. You're scared to speak English? Great. Actively record yourself speaking English today and post it online for others to see. You're scared to say no to someone? Say no once today. Don't just wait for the fear to disappear, because it won't. You have to actively walk directly through it. That's how real confidence is born. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your invitation to greatness. 10th, actively build a new, stronger version of yourself. Become the person you truly dream of being. You don't like your current life. You don't like your habits, your overall attitude, your body, your fears, or your limited results. Then actively build a new version of yourself. Don't just wait around for things to magically change. Actively create the change you want to see. You don't have to stay the same person you've always been. You absolutely can change. Not in one day, but one day at a time. You can become someone who wakes up early, actively works out, speaks clearly and confidently, walks with purpose, helps others, and actively builds their own fulfilling life. You're not stuck where you are right now. That's a complete lie. That's just the voice of your old self, the lazy, scared, and weak version of you. But here's the truth. You can actively build version 2.0 of yourself. Imagine two different versions of you. The current you, scared, shy, lazy, always waiting for the right moment, always doubting yourself. And the future you, powerful, focused, respected, happy, loved, and fearless. Which version do you truly want to be? Then start actively acting like that person today. One small step at a time. You want to be confident? Then start actively dressing like it, talking like it, and thinking like it. You don't just passively wait for confidence to magically appear. You actively train for it. You don't have to be the person you've always been. You can actively become whoever you decide to be. Version 2.0 is waiting for you, but you must actively build him or her with consistent daily action. Kill off your weak self and give birth to the confident one that's waiting to emerge. 11th, actively talk to yourself with love and compassion. Be your own best friend, not your worst enemy. Let's go a little deeper here. What kind of words do you typically say to yourself when you make a mistake? I'm so stupid. I'm ugly. I'm just not good enough. I'll never be successful. That's not confidence at all. That's just self-abuse. And if you constantly speak to yourself like that, how will you ever truly believe in yourself? Let me ask you something. If your little brother or sister failed a test, would you say, "You're a total loser. You're completely useless. Just give up now"? No, of course not. You would probably say, "It's okay. Just try again. You're smart. I believe in you." So why don't you actively talk to yourself like that? Your inner voice creates your inner world. If you constantly keep beating yourself down, you will never truly rise to your full potential. Confidence starts with how you actively treat your own heart and mind. From today forward, actively speak to yourself with respect and compassion. When you fail at something, say, "It's okay. I'm still growing and learning." When you feel scared, say, "I am bigger than this fear." When you start to doubt yourself, say, "I've got this. I believe in myself." You're constantly listening to yourself all day long. Make sure that the voice inside your head is a supportive coach, not a relentless killer. 12th, actively stop trying to prove yourself to others. You don't need to please everyone. This simple lesson will set you free. Most people are constantly walking around trying to prove something to the world. They're trying to prove that they're smart, cool, attractive, rich, popular, and confident. But why are they doing this? Because deep down, they don't truly believe that they are enough. So they constantly try to impress others in order to feel better about themselves. But here's the truth. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to buy expensive clothes to look successful. You don't need to constantly post everything online in order to feel seen and validated. You don't need to say yes to every request just to be liked. You don't need to constantly explain your life to people who honestly don't care. When you're truly confident in yourself, you stop trying to prove anything and you start actually living your life authentically. Let me give you an example. Imagine a powerful lion walking through the jungle. He doesn't need to roar every 5 minutes to remind everyone that he's the king. He just walks calmly, silently, and powerfully. That's how you should be. When you stop actively trying to show people your value, you actually start feeling your own inherent value. And that's when they will actually start respecting you. Not because you're constantly shouting and seeking attention, but because you're staying silent, secure, and sure of yourself. Remember this simple principle. Confidence is quiet and understated. Insecurity is loud and attention-seeking. Be the quiet power in the room. You don't need to be loud in order to be heard. 13th, actively understand that life is short. Stop wasting your precious time on fear and self-doubt. Now, I really want you to internalize this. This life is temporary. You won't live forever. Neither will I. One day, your name will be spoken for the very last time. So, the real question you need to ask yourself is this. How are you actively using your limited time right now? Are you wasting it by being constantly afraid of other people's opinions? Are you wasting it by trying to please absolutely everyone around you? Are you wasting it by mindlessly scrolling through social media and overthinking every single little detail? Then let me tell you straight. You're wasting the most precious thing you have. Imagine this. You're 80 years old, sitting in a comfortable chair, thinking back on your life. What do you truly want to feel? Pride or regret? Do you want to say, I wish I had spoken up more often. I wish I had actually chased that dream. I wish I had been more bold and courageous in my life. Or do you want to say, I lived fully. I loved deeply. I fought hard for what I believed in. I spoke my truth. I actively became the person I was truly born to be. Your confidence isn't just about today. It's about actively building a life that you won't deeply regret when you look back on it. You are not here forever. So stop living like you have unlimited time. Actively speak your truth. Take your shot. Do the hard things. Become the person you were truly born to be. 14th, actively make friends who make you better. Choose your inner circle very carefully. Let me tell you something very clearly. Every time you laugh at a joke that actually hurts you, you're actively telling your brain, I don't matter. That's incredibly dangerous. You are effectively teaching other people how to treat you. If you act like you're okay with being disrespected, then they will absolutely keep doing it. You must actively train people how to treat you by clearly showing them your personal standards and boundaries. If someone makes a joke that crosses the line for you, don't laugh. Simply stay silent. Look them directly in the eye. Say calmly and assertively, I didn't actually find that funny. Not with anger or unnecessary drama, but with quiet power and self-assurance. That moment, that confident silence, is true confidence in action. You don't have to start a fight or scream and shout, but you absolutely have to stop laughing at your own pain. Because when you actively start respecting yourself, others will inevitably start respecting you as well. 16th, actively be proud of yourself and celebrate every win, both big and small. Listen carefully to this. You're not a robot. You are a human being with real emotions and needs. You need fuel to keep going. You need consistent motivation. And you absolutely need love, especially from yourself. But here's the common problem. So many people only allow themselves to celebrate when they achieve some major milestone or experience some big win. They don't give themselves credit when they simply wake up early, or when they say no to a bad habit, or when they finish reading a chapter in a book, or when they try something completely new and challenging. They just keep telling themselves that it's not a big deal. But let me tell you something extremely powerful. If you wait for the big wins in order to feel proud of yourself, you will consistently feel empty and unfulfilled. Every small step forward is a victory. Every tiny effort is a battle won. Every time you choose not to quit, you are actively growing and becoming stronger. So actively celebrate it. Don't just wait for other people to clap for you. Actively clap for yourself. Be the one who proudly says, yes, I'm really proud of myself for that. I didn't give up today. Look at yourself in the mirror and confidently say, I did better today than I did yesterday. I'm still going, and I'm never giving up. I truly respect myself. Do you honestly think that a confident person became confident by waiting around for external approval and validation? No, they actively give it to themselves. Buy yourself a nice coffee when you work hard on something. Write down your wins, no matter how small they seem. Give yourself credit for your efforts and accomplishments. Talk like a champion, even if you're still learning and growing. Because when you actively celebrate yourself, your brain gets the positive message loud and clear. I am valuable. I am growing and improving. I'm truly proud of the person I'm becoming. That's how sustainable confidence is born. 17th, actively be ready and willing to learn from absolutely anyone. You don't know everything, and that's perfectly okay. True confidence doesn't mean pretending to know it all. In fact, the most powerful and successful people in the world all have one key thing in common. They're constantly learning from everyone around them. Real confidence is when you can honestly and humbly say, I don't know that. Can you please teach me? You know what weak and insecure people do? They act like they already know everything. They never ask questions for clarification. They don't truly listen to other people. They might nod their heads in agreement, but they're definitely not growing and learning. Why do they do this? Because they're terrified of looking stupid. But guess what? Asking thoughtful questions is how you ultimately become wise and knowledgeable. Imagine you're in a room full of people. One guy is quiet and reserved, but he's asking deep, insightful questions that make people think. Another guy is talking loudly and confidently, but he's not actually saying anything useful or substantial. Who do you think is actually the more confident and intelligent person? Who is truly smarter? It's the person who takes the time to listen. It's the individual who's always learning. Let me share a real-world example with you. There are countless people who have gained life-altering insights from everyday folks like drivers, street vendors, waiters, farmers, and even janitors. These are individuals who have experienced more of life's realities than any book could ever possibly explain. Don't ever look down on anyone. Don't ever fall into the trap of thinking you've already arrived. Every single person you meet knows something that you don't. Embrace humility. Maintain a hunger for knowledge. Ask questions, observe carefully, learn continuously, and grow as a person. That, my friends, is true confidence. Talk to new people. Open up and engage. Open your mouth and, by extension, open your world. Let me say this loud and clear. You simply cannot build confidence by staying hidden away in your shell. You have to open your mouth and speak. You have to initiate conversations. You must break through the silence. The truth is, most people are afraid to talk to strangers. They worry. What if they judge me? What if I sound foolish? What if they just ignore me completely? But consider this. What if they don't? What if that stranger becomes your very best friend? What if that single conversation opens up a brand new opportunity for you? What if your entire life takes a turn for the better just because you said hello? Confidence flourishes when you step outside of your comfort zone. Try this little experiment. The next time you're at a store, say something genuinely kind to the cashier. At the bus stop, simply ask a stranger how their day is going. At the gym, compliment someone on their hard work and dedication. In class or online, try saying something like, "Hey, I really liked your idea. What do you think about this?" You don't always need a specific reason to speak up. What you need is the courage to try. Networking isn't about putting on fake smiles and being disingenuous. It's about being open to connecting with people who have the potential to open new doors for you. Every confident person possesses this skill. They can walk into a room, shake hands with people, and leave with newfound respect. So, practice it regularly. Don't wait until you think you're perfect. Start saying hi to people, because every stranger you meet is a doorway to something new and exciting. And confident people are the ones who walk right through that door. Choose power over pity. Don't be the victim. Instead, be the fire. This one comes straight from the heart. It's tough, it's raw, but it's undeniably real. Far too many people have built a comfortable home inside their pain. They keep repeating their problems over and over again, like a sad story playing on repeat. My life is so hard. Nobody ever helps me. I've been hurt so badly. I'm just unlucky. I was born poor. I have no support system. Listen, maybe all of that is true. Maybe life has been genuinely cruel to you. Maybe people have betrayed you. Maybe you were broken down. But right now, you have two distinct choices in front of you. You can choose to stay the victim, or you can decide to become the fire. Because no matter what has happened to you in the past, you are ultimately responsible for what happens next. Confidence isn't about having a perfect past. It's about having the power to declare that the pain ends with you. I won't carry it anymore, you say. I will rise above it. Let me be your big brother for a moment and say this to you directly. Stop repeating your sad story. Start writing a bold new one. The world doesn't reward people who constantly complain. It rewards people who fight. Be the kind of person who confidently says, yes, my story is painful, but watch me turn it into power. You're not defined by what has happened to you. You're defined by what you decide to become today. This mindset is confidence. This mindset is fire. Start with what you currently have. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start moving forward now. This is the one that separates the dreamers from the doers. Stop saying one day. Stop saying maybe later. Stop saying when I'm ready. Start right now with what you already have at your disposal. Don't have a perfect body? Start walking. Don't have perfect English skills? Start speaking. Don't have money? Start learning with free books and videos that are available online. Don't have a strong support system? Be your own supporter and cheerleader. Start small, but start nonetheless. Everyone wants to start big and make a grand entrance. But remember that every giant oak tree started as a tiny seed. Every champion started as a beginner. Every confident speaker was once incredibly nervous. Every successful person once had absolutely nothing. Embrace courage. So, use what you have. Use your pain as fuel. Use your hunger for success. Use your free time wisely. Use your broken heart to motivate you. Use your quiet nights to reflect and plan. Use your inexpensive phone to connect with the world. Use your small room as your launching pad. Because when you actively use what you have, the universe will reward you with more. But if you sit around waiting for the perfect conditions, you'll likely die waiting. Say this with me. I will no longer sit and wait. I will move forward. I will build my future. I will become the person I'm meant to be. Start messy. Start scared. But start now. Because the ones who ultimately win in life are not necessarily the smartest, the richest, or the most talented. They're simply the ones who begin anyway, despite their fears and limitations. You don't need anyone's permission to be powerful. You don't need to be perfect in order to begin. What you need is hunger, you need fire, and you need unwavering faith in your ability to fight for your dreams. So, walk forward, not as the person you once were, but as the confident warrior you were born to become. And if nobody else believes in you, let me be the first to tell you that I do. Listen to me carefully. Your life has the potential to change dramatically. But in order for that to happen, you must make a conscious decision. Do you want to just mindlessly scroll through life, or do you want to actively grow and evolve? You've only got one life to live. Make it strong. Make it bold. Make it beautiful. On this channel, we learn something powerful every single day. We share lessons that challenge your thinking, stories that touch your heart, book summaries that give you a new perspective, and biographies of successful people that show you what's truly possible. And, most importantly, we provide you with English language skills that can change your future. If you want to grow your confidence, if you want to speak English more fluently, if you want to become the very best version of yourself, then this is your home. I'm not just teaching, I'm walking this journey right alongside you. So, don't just watch passively and then leave. Hit that subscribe button and join our family that is dedicated to building powerful minds, strong hearts, and unbreakable confidence, one day at a time. Always remember that the world belongs to those who commit to learning every single day. Will you be one of them?